Hello, welcome to Tarot Concertina. In this tarot reading, we'll be looking at black moon energies and what powerful long-term transformations are happening in your life. Seasonal black moons are rare events of the lunar cycle and represent the third of 4 new moons to happen within a season. Black moons can feel like you're going into a void where infinite potential exists for creativity or creating something new in your life. It's kind of like hitting the lunar reset button. The current new moon is happening on August 23rd, 2025. So we'll obviously be looking at what's happening, what's in the process of transforming now. The most recent past black moon was May 19th, 2023. So I really encourage you to look at what was going on in your life during that time and see if anything was shifting, changing, and transforming in your world, especially as it relates to long-term inner transformation. So we'll take a look at each of these black moon occurrences. We'll stop at 2031 because that is already 6 years into the future almost. And I don't usually attempt to look so far into the future because it's difficult to conceptualize. It's hard for me at least to wrap my head around 6 years. I'll be sensing into potential futures based on current energies, but keep in mind that I personally do not believe the future is fixed. As I understand it, energy is very fluid and you have the power to make your own decisions. I know there's a lot of theories about jumping timelines or the multiverse. Go with your own theory and just apply these insights that I have for you today as you see fit for you personally. Pile 1 will be the spider card and this vial of red jasper. Pile 2 is the butterfly card and this vintage fan keychain, and it has a little mirror in there. It's kind of a compact. On the back it says elegance. And pile 3 is the Swan card and a selenite wand. So take a moment to tune into your intuition, and you can select pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. The timestamps can be found in the description box, and I will see you at your reading. Hi, Group 1, you chose the spider card and the vial of red jasper. And the spider card is about creativity and using your innate knowledge to build that web, whatever your web is. Hopefully you can hear the rumblings of the thunderstorm in the background, and like the spider can feel all the vibrations of the web if she catches anything. But also it is kind of a work of artistry that the spider builds. And the spider card is about trusting that your hard work building that intricate web will pay off. So you might be an artist or a very intuitive worker of some kind. I've already pre-shuffled these cards, but I will drop into your energy as I shuffle some more. And we'll start with May 19th, 2023 and kind of get a glimpse of that before we move forward. Keep in mind to only take what resonates, leave what does not on the table for another viewer. And this first one might be a good check-in to see if this reading is indeed for you. We'll just start with a simple 5-card spread. will represent you at the time of the last black moon, Judgment in reverse. This will represent your situation at the time, Nine of Wands. Any insights you gained during that time, your response to those events, and any resulting transformation that may still be ongoing. My feeling here with Judgment in reverse as representing you at that time, my feeling here with Judgment in reverse is that it was a profound time of change. Almost reminds me of more of the Death card than the Death card here. So profound transformation on a very deep level. It's reminding me of Orpheus, and he goes back into the underworld. I'm not sure why I'm being shown that, but maybe you had a tricky situation where you had to go back to retrieve something precious to you, and a lot was at stake. Or there's a heaviness to what transpired at the time that kind of turned things around for you. The Judgment card is about a resurrection, a revelation, feeling the call, the pull of something. And in the reverse, it's either not hearing that call or willfully ignoring it. So there's like a lot of resistance to change that might have been happening around the last black moon in 2023. You may have had to go deep within yourself somehow. Instead of rising up from your grave, you kind of went back in to really get deep and listen to yourself, or kind of go into a hibernation period before you're ready to rise back up. It's almost like you were pulled back into the earth, like Orpheus going back to the underworld to learn something, and there's a powerful lesson here. Nine of Wands is here representing part of the situation which looks exhausting. You were kind of fed up, tired of doing the same thing, keeping up your boundaries, kind of resisting something for as long as you could. And it looks like you reached a breaking point where you had to move on from whatever this situation was. I'm hearing for some of you, you may have chosen to leave, or were asked to leave, or asked someone else to leave. I'm kind of getting the sense you elected to make this decision. It wasn't a happy decision. Queen of Swords in reverse can be a harsh character, an ice queen. So you may have really cut things off here in some way and moved on, or put your foot down. Harsh words may have been exchanged, and there's a departure here. Three of Cups in reverse as a resulting transformation is interesting. It's kind of like saying you're disconnecting from a group of people. There's a lack of a desire to unite or celebrate. Why is the Three of Cups in reverse the resulting transformation? We have Seven of Wands, Knight of Swords, and Death. Okay, so you're making it very clear that you are done, very done with whatever this situation was. You've moved on, you've maintained your boundaries around it, you actually fought off people or a person or a situation with a lot of conviction. Knight of Swords, like really goes after things. So this is almost like a battle, like a defensive battle, it looks like. And your message is, we are done. It is dead. And the transformation is you moving on from this. So I'm sorry, it looks like you don't even want to look at this, probably. It looks like an unpleasant situation. And there was a severing of ties. But since this is showing up, this scenario must have been very influential moving forward since that time period. That's what transpired in 2023. Now we will see where you are in present day, August 23rd or thereabouts, 2025. Now let's take a look at what energies of the black moon are affecting you today or around this time, which is August 23rd, 2025. I'm hearing California dreaming. All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray. Okay, so this first card represents you, the world in reverse. Situation, page of pentacles in reverse. Insights, wheel of fortune in reverse. Your response is the Empress, very nice. And the resulting transformation is the Sun. Love to see that. So present day, the world in reverse. You are going through another dramatic change. Another cycle is almost complete, but it's almost like you're waiting for that change of season. I think that's why I heard that song, California Dreaming. The world in reverse can be like you're almost completing a cycle, but there's some loose ends you might need to tie up. Just take a look at if you are going through an end of a chapter or starting a new endeavor. Just make sure you've, dotted your I's, crossed your T's. So take a look at the world around you, your immediate environment. I would say there's a little clutter. I'm feeling the clutter that's around me right now. So no judgment, but I'm getting a sense like there needs to be a little more organization or something along those lines. If it's not literally around you in your home or your workspace or whatever, it might be a metaphor for like energetic clutter of some kind that needs to be cleared or cleansed in order for you to begin this new chapter. And I'm also hearing things didn't go to plan. And I'm getting an indication of that with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse as well. Not necessarily bad, like when things don't go to plan, that can also be for the best. In my experience, you can make all the plans you want and the universe or everything else will have their own interpretation, their own ideas of what is going to happen on that Wheel of Fortune, that world spinning around. So it's a sense that you've had to go with the flow, or you're being challenged now to go with the flow, control what you are capable of controlling. It's kind of like the spider in the web. Like you've put in the work to build what's around you, your home, your whatever it is that you've worked on, your web, so to speak. Whatever your web is, you've put in the planning, you've put in the work, and now it's just kind of up to the elements or whatever other influences around you that are going to affect the change in your life. So So have a plan, but then go with the flow. Yeah, so there's also Page of Pentacles in reverse, something, an idea, or maybe even a material investment of some kind isn't quite manifesting the way you expect or expected. You're looking at this coin as a page, like, what do I do with it? Have I invested it properly? Am I learning what I've needed to learn from an experience? Tying it back to 2023, it looks like you've achieved this nice sense of independence here with the Empress and the Sun. You're a very empowered individual, very creative, abundant, enjoys nature, feels connected to the beauty around them and helps to create that beauty. Very empowered and happy, and the Sun is here at the end. The resulting transformation you're going through now is just this beautiful sense of joy. And I'm also getting the feeling you're willing to look at things in the broad, bright light of day. And you're viewing it with a warmth and kindness that maybe you've come to know over the past couple of years. There's a lot of self-worth and confidence here that is blooming with the Empress and the Sun. It didn't happen the way you had expected, as we discussed, but it's turned out for the best. Actually, it's turned out better than you expected. And it looks like a powerful time for growth. Okay, and then we'll do the same clarification we did for the first reading. Tell us more about the resulting transformation happening now under the Black Moon energies. Six of Cups, Ace of Swords, and King of Wands. So really strong, warm energy coming through again. Very positive feelings right now. You could be connecting to somebody or have a strong bond in your life that feels like a kinship, or could be a romantic partner, doesn't have to be, but somebody you're very, very familiar with, who you have this mutual understanding between. And there's a confidence in knowing you are happy in each other's presence, confidence in knowing you've chosen to be there with that person. Very different from the energy we saw in the first part of this reading in 2023, where you didn't want to connect with somebody at all. So a lot of growth happening in the last couple of years. And I'm also feeling somebody might be offering you something. It might be intangible here with Ace of Swords. It might be somebody offering you guidance or insight, or just their honesty. Someone's giving you the honest truth, and it's meant to help you, and actually it's mutually beneficial. So I'm glad to see you're in this happy space now, despite what transpired in the events leading up to it. Okay, now we'll look at the next Black Moon, which is happening August 20th, 2028. What can we know about 3 years in the future for Group 1? Knight of Pentacles, situation 4 of Pentacles, Insights, 2 of Wands in reverse. Response, Page of Swords in reverse. Resulting transformation, 9 of Cups. I happened to glance at the bottom. The Empress makes her second appearance. Again, we have some really accomplished sense of self and happiness, and knowing that you've gotten where you are by your own doing. So it looks like you continue to be this fiercely independent, very abundant person in 3 years, and you're very happy about what you've accomplished. So it looks like you have mastered the art of self-sufficiency and self-satisfaction here. 4 of Pentacles in reverse is kind of letting go, loosening a grip you might have on something in the future. So if this represents a situation, there's something here you might be letting go of for your own benefit. We'll get more clarity on that in a moment. I just got the sensation of like being on a train or a moving vessel of some kind, and it's braking and it's just slowly coming to a halt. It's slowing down very gradually. So there's a sense of relaxing. I think there's an indication here. I don't normally notice this, but we have 9 of Cups with all these grapes, and I'm just thinking about wine. Like, do you have a vineyard in the future? Do you just enjoy a lot of wine? That sounds lovely. Maybe you're going on vacations and you've worked hard and you're traveling and you just get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Again, we have this insight of things not going as planned. However, it turns out better because of it. I'm also getting a weird sensation of being up so high that I feel a little vertigo or like fear of heights coming over me. When I actually do have a little bit of a fear of heights, so I instantly get like sweaty palms when I look down. So I just had that sensation. So I think it's a metaphor for you might be up so high, like very accomplished, very fruitful, maybe even wildly successful, that it's dizzying. It's like a little uncomfortable for you how successful you become in 3 years. And there's this acknowledgement here with the Page of Swords in reverse, like, I totally did not see this coming. And like, maybe I'm up too high. Maybe I need to ground myself a little bit. It's almost like you let go and then you're in this hot air balloon that just flies way up into the air and you're like, wow, this is incredible. And I'm terrified. So it's kind of like a fear of success, but then it looks like you become very comfortable with it after all. And I'm feeling like, what am I going to do with all this? Might be a question you ask in the future. Let's get a few more clarifying cards. Okay, the Hanged Man came out in reverse. Again, that feeling of levity, like if he's released from the rope, he kind of flies up into the air when he's reversed. Yeah, it's not what you expected your life to be at all. It's like you've freed yourself by this point. by the next black moon. We have the Queen of Cups, another beautiful, comfortable, warm energy. She's the queen of the water element, so that's all about emotion. And the Three of Pentacles. So you might be so fulfilled that you think, okay, what's next? What's my next project going to be? Who am I going to collaborate with? What can I build with my success that I already have? And you do it from a place of love with the Queen of Cups, and you feel very good about it with the Nine of Cups. It's kind of like, it looks like a dream come true, actually. But you actually didn't have the dream. It came to be, and then you accepted this success. It wasn't what you had in mind. Your dream might have been something far less than what will actually be. I'm not always this positive in readings, and things like this, I don't usually sugarcoat them. So take that for what it's worth. This is unusually positive and optimistic. Okay, let's move on to May 21st, 2031, almost 6 years into the future for the final black moon that we will be looking at in this reading. Queen of Wands in reverse. The situation, Queen of Swords in reverse. Insights, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Response, the Star. And the resulting transformation is Death in reverse. So for your energy, the Queen of Wands in reverse, I'm getting the feeling you really delve into the shadow aspects of yourself. And shadow doesn't mean bad, it just means the unexplored, unseen parts of you. You're finally making time to explore the depths of your own psyche. So not bad. It's very powerful, these two queens in reverse. It's a little intimidating to me. So I actually think it's really good. This pairing, they're like warriors going into your own subconscious and pulling out new interesting aspects of yourself. And it's like you're willing to make that journey because at this point in 2031, you're more comfortable exploring those darker parts of yourself. And you're proud of them. So the situation is kind of like you questioning, how can I know myself even better and how can I use that? These two are kind of conspiring together, but it's not two people, they're both parts of you. So what are you going to do with all that power? So it looks like your insights is, I've been working on things the wrong way. I've been approaching things the wrong way. I need to change the method. I'm getting the feeling you're almost like, at this point, excavating tools at your disposal, old dormant talents or pieces of knowledge, or I'm seeing like a buried treasure in the backyard that you discover, Or like you're in an attic and you're like, oh yeah, this box full of whatever, I totally forgot about that. And you're kind of giving it new life, and it's aiding you on whatever journey you're going to be going on in 2031. I'm getting the sense that you're using all your resources for a big goal, a big dream of yours. And this is a future goal. You might not be aware of it yet. But there's something here about your past, your childhood dream. So you might be aware of this dream that you kind of put a wall between you and this dream for a long time. And now you're looking at it again. You're opening this box in the attic of dreams. And you're like, ah, yes, that would be interesting to go after again. And now with your newly acquired knowledge, you'll have a better approach toward that goal. So it looks really inspiring. You have a lot of hope around whatever insights you're gaining. Now, the resulting transformation is kind of transformation in reverse. Death is transformation. So in reverse, it's like anti-transformation. It's almost like you're saying, I'm content not to keep transforming. But we'll clarify some more. Resistance to transformation, maybe, or you're transforming in a way that, again, is unanticipated. So let's clarify that. More information on death in reverse, please, in 2031, resulting transformation. The Hanged Man in reverse. We just got that, didn't we? Okay, so I'm hearing exploring uncharted territory. Eight of Wands. So I just got this impression that you have valuable insights in some way, almost like you're some kind of scientist, not literally, maybe you're a scientist. It's like you discover something or unravel something. It's almost like you have this insight that's very profound and you're communicating that. You really inspire other people because you're a different thinker. You use your mind in a complex way that other people don't have access to. And you're very patient. You're a deep thinker, and you're patient with yourself because you really want to understand yourself in the world. And it looks like you figure something out, or you have insight that you really want to communicate to others. And we have the Ace of Swords again. So it's almost like you're finding your truth or a truth. Maybe death in reverse is maybe not you, but others around you, and you're kind of enlightening people. You're enlightening others who may have been resistant to change, and you're kind of opening their eyes to something. We have idealism, Sun in Aquarius. Yeah, I was picking up that you have an idealistic view of the world. I mean, not unrealistic, but ideal. Like you want to create a utopia almost. And kind of with your pan flute, luring people into a new way of thinking or doing something. You have loss came out in reverse, so hopefully that means gain. Saturn in Pisces. It's also very similar energy to death in reverse. Then manipulation, also in reverse. I think that's Jupiter in Scorpio. And empathy. Right, so it's kind of like you're saying, or Spirit is saying, you put an end to loss and manipulation, or you bring clarity to people, and you're very warm and empathetic. Over the course of this reading, there's been a lot of like warm, watery energy as well as sunny energy. So I'm thinking you're a naturally empathetic person. You want the best for you and the world. And you kind of put people at ease through your knowledge and your warmth and your grace. Okay, and lastly, I just like to pull a few letters. These could be initials or could spell something. Here we have H, Z, X, F, I, L, P, S, I, and G. Seeing 6, slip, fig, pig. You might be born the year of the pig in Eastern astrology. High, hip, ship. Anyway, I'll let you explore those letters. Maybe you see something I don't, or you see your initials. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video and spending your time with me. Group 1, it looks like you have a really exciting couple next cycles of black moon coming up for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and comment and all the things. Subscribe if you feel so inclined. I would really appreciate it. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, the link is in my description box. I wish you well on your journey. Take care, and I will see you at the next reading. Hello, Group 2. You chose the butterfly card and this vintage charm keychain fan that opens into a compact. And seeing these two butterflies, I'm wondering if you're becoming one or the other, or there's a sense of duplicity here in some way. Mirroring or twinning. The message here is to recognize all the deep, hard work you've put into becoming another version of yourself. And in order to grow and progress, you have to leave old versions of yourself behind. I'll shuffle while I tune into Group 2's energy, your energy. I'm getting an interesting visual of just seeing a large landscape of some kind, like almost like I'm on a road trip and I'm looking at the desert. That may or may not mean anything to you, but maybe as we look at the new moon, or actually black moon energies, there'll be this sense of going on this long adventure. Okay, so first we'll take a look at the most recent past black moon, which occurred on May 19th, 2023, so over 2 years ago. This first card represents you at that time of May 19th, 2023. This situation you may have been going through, Two of Cups in reverse. Any insights you gained from that experience, your response to it, Death in reverse, and the resulting transformation, Ten of Pentacles. It looks like there may have been a difficult truth that came to light around that time. Maybe you had a stark realization, got some clarity on an issue, but it might have been an uncomfortable truth. Maybe even a little bit painful. The Two of Cups in reverse can be the end of a romantic relationship, or any relationship really, but it tends to be romantic in my experience. Two of Cups upright is sharing cups, exchanging cups, meaning your heart space between two people. And reverse, that could indicate a souring of the relationship or an ending of some kind. So this may have been the difficult truth you were dealing with. And the insights you gained from it was about how to connect more with, I'm thinking it means connecting with friends. Where's your community, finding your tribe? Maybe instead of pouring your whole self into a two-person relationship, you decided to prioritize friendships or other important relationships in your life, and just kind of, it's a lighter energy. So maybe you realized you were missing some of that, maybe missing finding your community that resonates with you. And then your response to it is Death in reverse, which is actually about resisting transformation. Death upright can mean an ending or metamorphosis, transformation, like we talked about with the butterfly. So you're kind of resisting this new version of yourself, transitioning from the Two to the Three of Cups. I'm assuming by now you've moved on, because we have Ten of Pentacles as the resulting transformation, which is a very comfortable, solid position to be in. You're prioritizing your foundation, your home structure, anything that might be sent out into the future as kind of like a legacy. So you may have 2 years ago been thinking about the long-term vision of your life, particularly as it affects the community around you. Let's get a few more clarifying cards from Flower Child Tarot deck. See if we can get any more insights into the resulting transformation that occurred in 2023 for the May 19th Black Moon. Okay. We have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. This is maybe too many cards, we'll see. Okay, Four of Pentacles in reverse, Nine of Pentacles in reverse, Four of Wands in reverse, Page of Swords in reverse, Nine of Swords in reverse. So a lot of information here. We have a letting go of kind of this sense of codependency. Reverse Nine of Pentacles is not as self-empowered and self-sufficient. So it looks like we've let go of that over the course of the last 2 years. And we're not so tied to this concept of what we thought made us happy was this union between two people. A relationship of some kind was deconstructed and metamorphosized as part of this transformation. And you realize maybe that's not what you wanted after all. And it was causing you a lot of worry and distress. A ton of anxiety here through this process, kind of resisting. It looks like there's been a fundamental shift in your belief system. And that was a difficult truth to bear and to process, and it's taken a long time to come to terms with it. But you have. So things look really good after you've come out of this. So if this is resonating with you, we'll continue on and check in on the current Black Moon energy, which is happening now, August 23rd, 2025. Okay, I paused to shuffle. Now we'll look at the current Black Moon energies and how it's affecting us at this time for group 2. Representing you in the present moment, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Situation, 10 of Cups. Insights, the Emperor in reverse. Response, Queen of Cups. And the resulting transformation, Page of Pentacles. Before I dive in, I just need more information on the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, please. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here representing group 2? Have the Empress and Strength in reverse and the Devil. Okay. So 3 majors over a major. So powerful time, big energies. So I can't help but think you feel weak about something toxic here with Strength reversed and the Devil. So we're giving in to temptation of some kind, or addiction of some kind, or a feeling of being trapped in a situation that you can't free yourself from. So in that respect, Fortune is not favoring you. However, the Empress is here, I think, to remind you that you are empowered, but you're not using your most empowered, highest reasoning or energy to work through what's going on here. You're having a really difficult time resisting something that you know is not necessarily good for you. I want to see, why is the Empress here? Who does this represent? Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So referring to this, your current situation. Okay, so the Empress is already a part of your community or your environment, or it is you. For some of you, the Empress is tied to the Devil, so it's an external energy that you're very attracted to. For others of you, you are that beautiful, attractive energy that's tempting something else that's not in your best interest. I'm really drawn to this white cat here and the Ten of Pentacles. Usually there's a dog in the Ten of Pentacles, so oh, I misspoke. Ten of Pentacles was in your 2023 reading that we just did, not this is the Ten of Cups. Anyway, Ten of Cups can represent emotional harmony. I'm sensing some concern here about maintaining this emotional balance and the happiness of you and others, maybe even in your own home. It's kind of like saying everything's great. Never mind all of this toxic energy. I'm hearing like something about I don't want to fall prey, or I don't want to be the victim of something that I've been through before. Sometimes the Wheel of Fortune can be going back in time. So it could be referring to a past situation that's kind of bubbling up to the surface for some reason. This is complicated, so bear with me. The Emperor is here in reverse. Now, he is the divine counterpart of the Empress. So there might be a couple here we're dealing with. You might be in a relationship, but the Emperor is in reverse. So there's destabilization. The insight, this represents your insights into the situation. Something with, it could be a masculine energy. It doesn't have to be. An authority figure here, either disapproving or not stepping up to the plate. There's a lot of sirens going off in the background right now. It's almost like learning something about this Emperor that kind of diminishes one's opinion of them. Maybe they're not so strong as this other energy here with the Empress. I'm getting this push-pull between this warm, harmonious energy with Queen of Cups and Ten of Cups. It's kind of working against the Emperor in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It's kind of a contradiction. So maybe you're choosing yourself, your sense of peace over whatever this not so positive energy is. Because the Queen of Cups is representing your response, which is very calm, very loving, very understanding. She kind of has a smug look on her face, like, yeah, I knew what you were all about all along in regard to this Emperor in reverse. And she's not too fazed by it, at least on the surface. So your response seems pretty healthy. You're just like, yeah, I'm not affected by that because I know my own self-worth. And then at the end of this current journey, we have the resulting transformation. So not the end, but what you're carrying forward is the Page of Pentacles. So you're reevaluating where you want to invest your energy and effort. Could also be leading towards learning something new. Let's get a few more cards to clarify the Page of Pentacles as a resulting transformation under this current black moon. Okay, Five of Pentacles. The Sun in reverse and the Star. Interesting combination. So someone here does not feel the warmth of the sun anymore. They feel left out in the cold. It's snowing. There's a lot of clouds in the sky. Good news is the star is even more powerful than the sun anyway. So this represents hope, healing, long-term vision. that kind of eclipses, for lack of a better word, the energy of the sun in reverse. So it looks like the transformation is moving from not feeling included in some way to looking at a brighter future for yourself. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I'm getting the sense somebody's being removed from the picture. And that's kind of putting a sour spin on some of this. But you look great. You're the Queen of Cups, and you have all this beautiful loving energy. And the Empress is coming out too. That I'm inclined to think you are handling a difficult situation with a lot of grace and maturity, and using your intuition to follow a long-term vision, to not get bogged down by a current inconvenience. It could be, but it looks a lot bigger than an inconvenience. You're not being pulled into the drama that's happening around you, it seems. For some of you, I think the Ten of Pentacles is related to the Emperor in reverse. This could be like the patriarch of a family, something about that person's leaving the situation or mishandling the situation, and you're choosing to not be too bothered by it. Or this emperor figure just doesn't understand you or your situation, and you're like, well, that's what it is. I feel good about my situation. There's something here about one person not being included, but your attitude seems to be you're fine with that. And you're following this beautiful long-term vision that includes a lot of hope and healing. Okay, so that's your current situation under the current Black Moon energies. And next we'll look at August 20th, 2028. So now we'll look almost 3 years exactly into the future, August 20th, 2028, which is the next Black Moon. And as I was saying to group 1, I don't usually try to look this far into the future. 3 and 6 years is difficult to predict because energies are always fluid and things are changeable. So nothing is set in stone, so please don't take anything as absolute. As always, only take what resonates, leave what does not on the table for another viewer. Okay. Group 2, the third Black Moon, 2028. Death makes a return. Situation is the Lovers. Your insights is High Priestess. Your response, 9 of Cups in reverse. Interesting. And the resulting transformation, the Hierophant in reverse. Just FYI, you probably hear this from every tarot reader, but death usually almost never means actual death. So do not be scared. It is transformation, and that's kind of the topic of our whole tarot reading. So death is representing you. It's also Scorpio energy. That's the Scorpio card. So by this time, about 3 years from now, you'll really be embracing that metamorphosis that you were initially resisting because it was in reverse and now it's upright. And the situation in 3 years involves the Lovers, which, how intriguing. Very dreamy romantic energy. There could be a soul bond in your future. That's good news if you're looking for love and romance. If you're not the romantic type, you could be surprised by this, or it could mean the old definition of the Lovers was the choice. So a lot of self-growth happening. there's almost this innate knowing, intuition that you have about this situation with the Lovers. It's like you knew this was happening, you know it's right, it feels correct to you. However, your response to it is perplexing to me. 9 of Cups in reverse. Why would you be unfulfilled with such a beautiful situation? The 9 of Cups in reverse could also be not quite your wish fulfillment. So there's something here about changing the way you see something at a core level. Like your belief system ends up changing in 3 years. These two could be working as a team here. These two spiritual forces. It seems like a profoundly important time in 3 years from now. We have 4 out of 5 cards are majors. Before I say more, I need some clarity, more clarifying cards. Let's do the Lovers as the situation. Have 7 of Pentacles. Strength. And 8 of Pentacles. Something about this situation requires you to bring out your stronger side, to work through something that's taking a long time. The situation, it looks like this beautiful Lovers relationship bond of some kind, and something about it is kind of taxing on you, like energetically taxing. Something's kind of strenuous about it. It requires you to pull out your Strength card and 8 of Pentacles, so that's a lot of hard work right there. And with the 7, we do have 7 going to 8, so after kind of a plateau, things do improve, but I guess the question will be, how hard is it to move from the 7 of Pentacles to the 8 of Pentacles? But it is progress, so your reading is a lot more complicated overall so far than the first group. Not to say that was simple, but this one has a lot of mystery in it. So it looks like you're going to be feeling bound to something spiritually that requires a lot of work in the 3D, in the real world. Let's start with the High Priestess. Let's clarify the High Priestess. Oop. And the 7 of Wands in reverse. Letting down boundaries around our intuition. That's cool. I think that's good. Wheel of Fortune is back. Yeah, again, I'm getting the sense a lot of time is passing and you're wondering where this is all going. You're trying to tap into your intuition, your highest self, to like kind of figure out, steer the ship is the phrase I'm hearing. This is almost like a captain's wheel is how it's appearing next to this 7 of Wands frog. It's almost like finding your bearings through your own insight. And you're questioning whether this is truly your destiny to follow this path. Should it really take this much work and effort? If it were my destiny, would it naturally come to me? Would I really have to put this much effort into it? Those are the sorts of questions you'll be asking. Okay, and why is 9 of Cups in reverse for your response to this situation? Queen of Swords in reverse. So it looks like you make a decision, something is not making you happy in some way, something's not your wish fulfillment, a decision gets made here. Okay, let's jump to the Hierophant in reverse as the resulting transformation. Defying convention, maybe? Ace of Pentacles, or there's a new opportunity. Tell me more, please. Okay, healing from heartbreak. Anything else? Resulting transformation. High Priestess again. Yeah, so in 3 years, you're very, we can say, divinely guided by your own intuition to maybe reject an offer. Could be related to this lover situation that you cared very much about. It looks like you tried your darndest to make it work, but it just wasn't panning out. You couldn't see how it was going to work out, so it got a no vote from you. You decided that wasn't for you. You're going to pursue other new opportunities here that you know are correct for you. You look very spiritually guided in 3 years from now. So you might be highly, highly intuitive yourself, or you develop your intuition over the course of this time. Okay, so a complicated situation that we just kind of got a glimpse of here. Let's look at May 21st, 2031, nearly 6 years into the future for Group 2 and the Black Moon energy. I just got this impression of snow melting in the spring, and I now live in a location where there is absolutely no snow, and but I have a vivid memory of my childhood growing up in Michigan where you were just waiting all spring for the ice and the snow to melt and then for the grass to grow beneath it. So by this time in 6 years, you may that may be like a location reference, or it's change of seasons, things kind of warm up for you. Okay, so this will represent you, Justice, the situation, the Magician, insights, Nine of Swords in reverse, good. Response, Ace of Cups, great. And the resulting transformation, the Moon, how interesting. So you're showing up in 6 years as knowing what's right and wrong for you. It could represent karmic justice or finding the balance that's appropriate. And Justice is an intuitive card. Justice is blind. Therefore, you have to work with what's on the inside, your internal self, to make those decisions of what's correct for you. And I'm drawn to the owl. And owl is about wisdom. So by this time, you'll feel like you have the wisdom accessible to you to make important decisions in your life. So the situation is a magician. That could be you trying to bring something that inspires you into the real world. You're trying to manifest something. A lot of spiritual energy throughout your reading, I gotta say. I'm really focused on the magician's eyes in this. For some reason, it appeared to me as 2 different colored eyes, like David Bowie. Anyway, I got the sense that there's 2 different colored eyes, or you see differently depending on your mood or something like that. Or you're kind of duplicitous, like we were mentioning, I was mentioning in the butterfly card. These 2 butterflies, there's something about a duality here emerging. You might actually become somebody with a lot of manifestation power, or do something that's quite magical yourself by this time, or by May 21st, 2031. I'm getting this kind of spiritualist turn of the century, late 1800s image of, how they had seances a lot back then, and you're kind of performing magic tricks for others, but for you it's like real. You can actually do magic in your own way. I'm just getting such a strong, powerful energy from the Magician with Justice here. I think for some of you, you'll be working with, you're like a medium, or you work with the dead. That's probably only for like one person. So if that's not you, another interpretation can be you've let go of your worries that cause you nightmares and that sort of thing. You're kind of letting go of a lot of anxiety, is the insight you're having. Like, you can manifest your own reality, and you don't have to be ruled by your anxiety. As a response, we have the Ace of Cups. So sometimes that can be an offer of love, or it's just feeling really positive about new beginnings, new emotional beginnings. It's such a relief after the anxiety you were experiencing. And the resulting transformation, of course, it's very mysterious, like most of your reading has been. There's not really a clear answer there. I do think some of you really enjoy exploring the mysteries of the world, or the unseen, or the esoteric arts. Okay, I'm just going to clarify the Magician and the Moon, please. Let's start with the Magician. Ten of Cups. So you bring emotional harmony into life. That's lovely. And the Empress comes back. Really powerful cards, beautiful energy, very creative here. Empress and the Magician are probably the most creative cards. You really know how to bring beauty into the world and harmony. Strength. Eight of Cups. Justice. And the High Priestess makes its, I don't know, fourth appearance? I think third. So a lot of repeating energies. Empress, Strength, Justice, High Priestess, Ten of Cups. So you're saying you know when to walk away, you know when to stay, you know when to do things yourself, you know when to trust your own instincts, or rather, you know when to trust your own intuition. High Priestess and Justice. It's a very balanced, spiritual sense of right and wrong. So your future self is kind of saying it's not easy. The journey required a lot of strength to walk away from what wasn't serving you, and to try to transform, like the metamorphosis of the butterfly over and over again. You have to let go of your past self to have those cell turnovers and emotional turnovers to become this ascended person that you become. And I think people really will be coming to you for advice, because you're in touch with something they can't see or access. So it looks like you're really on a journey of building up your spiritual side, building into that intuitive space where you can create abundance for yourself and others. But you're always checking in with yourself on whether that's correct and balanced for everyone involved. you always have other people in mind when you're doing these things. It's not just about you. You want the best for everyone. And I think the moon is here as a result because the moon itself is constantly cycling and transforming in a way. So it's almost like saying you're very open and comfortable in the end with that constant turnover, the cycling out of the old and the cycling in of the new. Okay, for the first pile, I wrapped up with some oracle cards. I don't know if you need it, but we'll just see if anything flies out. Convention. These placements might be important. Mercury in Capricorn and friendship. Moon in Cancer. So friendship might be, friends might be an aid to you. I'm seeing you teach your friends or other people, peers of some kind, what you know, what you've learned, what you've gathered in your intuitive downloads. You're sharing your knowledge here with friends, and it could defy convention, defy the way we've seen the world up until this point. To me, that just means you're of a new wave of thinking. Finish up with some letters. These could spell something or be initials. H, B, F, E, X, I, J, and S. So do with that what you will. I'll let you spell whatever you see there, or maybe there's initials like I said. It's just additional confirmation. If you don't see your initials, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Don't let that deter you from resonating with the reading. Thank you, Group 2, for spending this time with me. I really appreciate you. If you feel so inclined, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you want a personal reading with me, the link is in the description box to my website, tarotconcertina.com. I wish you the best on your journey and have a great black moon, and I will see you at the next reading. Hi, Group 3. You chose the selenite wand and the Swan card. So the swan is a very elegant, graceful energy, and I'm reminded of the ballet Swan Lake. This card talks about soulmates, but it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It can even be with yourself, two aspects of yourself that are tied together somehow throughout your timeline. There's something very pure about your energy is what I'm sensing, but also there's a shadow side, kind of like the dark swan and the light swan in Swan Lake. So first we'll look at May 19th, 2023, so about 2 years ago, a little more. That was the last occurrence of the black moon. You may or may not remember what was going on in your life at that time, and that's okay. I'll explain the positions as I put the cards down. This first card will represent you at the time of the last black moon, your situation, whatever you were going through at that time. any insights you gained from the experience, your response to it, and the resulting transformation. Right away, it doesn't look like an easy time. This can also be a good check-in to see if this reading is indeed for you. If it resonates, you will know because it's in the past. There are 3 majors here. They're all quite dramatic if you look at them in succession. Judgment as representing you means it could have been a wake-up call, like a major lesson was learned at that time. There was some kind of call that beckoned you. The moon in reverse as your situation at the time is very mysterious. It could have been a dark night of the soul or some kind of epiphany, especially with the tower following. There was something here that was revealed to you that was a big aha moment. All 3 of these cards are incredible insight, a major revelation to you. There could have been a dramatic change. It looks more internal than external. Something rocked you at the core and changed the way you progress. Your response to the insight of the situation looks like you reevaluated how you plan. It changed your plans in some way. This kind of bumped you off your course. The Knight of Pentacles upright is a very methodical planner. Everything is planned well in advance. That's why it takes the Knight of Pentacles longer to achieve that momentum, because there's so much planning that goes beforehand. The resulting transformation, 3 of Wands in reverse, another indication that plans were not followed through, or you needed to change your plans quite dramatically in accordance with or in response to this situation. So whatever happened really did a number on your life path. Let's get a few more clarifying cards. Okay, Judgment again, but in reverse. Okay. So we're doubling down on Judgment. It was like a wake-up call, but not what you expected. For some of you, it's just a misjudgment of the situation. And we have the Hermit, the Lovers, and Ace of Cups. Ooh. Okay, so this indicates there may have been a romantic relationship involved. And the Swan card did mention a romantic partnership or soulmates of some kind. There's a healing journey as a result of this situation. And it could have affected your love life. For some of you, this is about a romantic situation. I'd like to hear more about the moon in the tower. The change you didn't see coming. Eight of Cups. So you emotionally disconnected and may have walked away from something. Six of Cups. It could have been that soul bond we were discussing. Knight of Pentacles. I'm thinking feelings were revealed and it was a shocking development for somebody. It took a long time for one of you to expose their true feelings. It might be a situation where one of you felt like you needed to move on from the connection, and once you broke away, once you created that distance, the other person came back around and said, no, I care about you deeply. And maybe it took too long. Knight of Pentacles offer might have been like a little, I don't want to say rejected, but slightly too delayed, and it was a little disappointing. This almost looks like that classic, like once one person pulls away, the other person comes running. It's like a magnet pulling the other person. But it took a long time. The Knight of Pentacles was that slow-moving energy that we talked about. But maybe that plan didn't work out and we needed a new plan. I'm not convinced this is the same soulmate or romantic situation as this is. This has more of a lighter energy. You may have left one partner in favor of another, or found another better situation, one that you didn't have to question so deeply. This one feels more spiritual in nature. This one feels more like a youthful energy, a past energy. Okay, we're going to move on to the next, which is the current energies, August 23rd, 2025, for the current Black Moon energy. Now let's tune into the present day Black Moon energy of Group 3. Representing you at this time, Three of Wands in reverse. Insight, or situation, Ace of Pentacles reversed. Insights, Eight of Swords. No. Response, the Well in reverse. This is a card unique to the Ethereal Visions deck. And the resulting transformation, we have the Hermit. I have to be honest, I scrapped the first go at the current energy for your group because it was challenging and I wanted to deliver a little bit more positive message. This kind of confirms you're going through a difficult time right now. You're having trouble adjusting, having trouble seeing clearly. The pathway forward is blurry. I'm seeing a foggy path before you. But do not despair. We're going to talk about it. So you are here as the Three of Wands in reverse, feeling like a path you had started going down isn't quite panning out the way you envisioned. In the situation, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, an opportunity didn't come through as you expected, and you're having trouble having any insight, honestly, about it right now. You feel blindfolded and a little stuck. You're in a state of confusion right now, but we'll get some advice on how to clear things up for you. And the Well card is this, they call it a creatrix in the description, somebody who kind of designs the world around them. It's a bit of a witchy card, creative also, but in the reverse here, as your response to the situation, it's almost like you're having trouble, you're kind of creating your own mist. I keep looking at this fog that she's creating with her, I forget what that's called. with her little hanging device. So it's almost like it's of your own making. The confusion is an illusion itself, if that makes sense. It's a bit of a self-imposed cloudiness. And then the resulting transformation is the Hermit in reverse, which is kind of like, could be coming out of your shell, could be coming out of this period of distress. I hope that's what it means. We'll clarify more. It could mean you're resisting the healing process, and there's an urge to tap into your inner wisdom. But we'll clarify and see if we can understand this a little bit more. First, we'll clarify this missed opportunity or plans not going the way you expected. Okay, the Lovers in reverse and the Knight of Pentacles. That's familiar from the 2023 energy. We could be dealing with a romantic situation that hasn't worked out. There's also this Knight of Pentacles again, offering this Ace of Pentacles. And maybe that resulted in confusion, or someone was expecting the other to accept the offer and maybe it wasn't, or there's a waiting period here. And let's clarify the Hermit in reverse. Okay, the Tower in reverse again. Knight of Swords. So a bit hastiness resulting in a difficult situation. Why is this the resulting transformation? Okay. Eight of Swords and Four of Pentacles. So a lot of resistance to the situation going on here, refusing to look at it, telling yourself you can't see it, and there's a sense of resisting, holding on stubbornly almost, just because the Knight of Swords is here in reverse. It's almost like this inner change is so troubling, it's upsetting for you to look at, but if you realize it's keeping you stuck by not looking at it, that will free you from it. And I pulled one more card, the Hanged Man reversed. The advice is to untie yourself, like we were talking about with the Eight of Swords. Kind of free yourself from overthinking and have a plan of action. I think once you do some deep reflecting on the situation, whatever process works best for you, there's going to be this new insight that makes things a lot lighter and brighter for you. So these four cards flipped over, Page of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Wands. It's almost like it's kind of saying you know your own truth here, and that's the realization you're working through. You know the plan ahead, but you're resisting investing in that plan. But on the inside, you know what lights you up, what inspires you, and you just have to accept that you know your own path forward. Like I was saying, you kind of choose your own destiny. And I think there's a choice here for you to make to untether yourself, stop worrying maybe about other people's opinions, let go of something here, and embrace knowing that you have the wisdom to move forward in the direction that lights you up the most. So I think this is the resulting transformation that you really will want to embrace moving forward at this time. So that's what I have for the current energies, and now we'll look at 3 years into the future. I'm feeling a lot of anxiety letting go from my solar plexus. my body is feeling much more relaxed now. So hopefully that means by the time 2028 rolls around, you will feel better. Okay, so you, 3 of Wands again, still talking about that plan, that vision. You, 3 of Wands, situation, the Moon. Insights, 2 of Wands, reversed. Response, the Tower. And the resulting transformation, 9 of Pentacles. Now I can breathe my sigh of relief. So you, as the 3 of Wands, you have your eye on a long-term vision. It's like saying you finally decided on a plan of action and you're taking it. The Moon as a situation, it's kind of clouded in mystery still. Like the situation is unknown to you in some way. There's some reevaluation here as your insight, because there's something here you don't see coming. Once again, the Black Moon energy seems to hit your group the most, as like shocking realizations or shocking change happens in your life around these times, because I think this is the 3rd occurrence of the Tower. So your response to this unknown situation is to kind of blow things up, but it's a good move because the result is 9 of Pentacles, which is a very accomplished, self-sufficient, stable, satisfied energy. Can we get more information about August 20th, 2028? Queen of Swords, great. So that's very empowering energy. Somebody who's very good with words, very witty, makes clear decisions, cuts through the clouds that we were talking about earlier. So you're showing a lot of growth. Let's see. Oh no, the 8 of Swords again. 8 of Swords, 10 of... Okay, we're putting an end finally to that, telling ourselves we don't know the path forward, feeling stuck. We ended that with the 10 of Swords. Great. And then we move forward from a place of emotional vulnerability toward our highest sense of purpose. Hierophant can be like listening to your higher self, moving in the direction, the path that you know is best for you. And we've really stopped worrying about whatever that current and past situation was that we looked at before. So that's great news. You're showing a lot more confidence and a lot more belief in your own ability to make decisions. And you know exactly when things aren't right for you or you need to leave a situation. What else can we know about 2028? Okay, so we have a divine counterpart here, King of Swords and the Devil. Why is the Devil here? Eight of Pentacles and 9 of Pentacles. I think the message here is these either two aspects of yourself, King and Queen of Swords, really great at knocking out confusion, delusion that the devil may have caused you. They're working as a team, either you or another person, you with another person, or you with this two aspects of yourself. And you're working through it toward this goal of the Nine of Pentacles, which it looks like you do achieve. That's okay. This fell out. Ace of Wands. So it's an inspired new path that you end up on that leads to great opportunities, and it's a knowing that you did it yourself through your own, I'm hearing, divine inspiration. So you really find what you're great at, what you're really good at, and you are wildly successful. So Nine of Pentacles twice is like hitting the jackpot in my opinion. And like I said, it could have to do with work, but there is like a partnership here. And it's not necessarily romantic, but it could be just a really good partner for you. And you two really know how to cut through any BS. It's almost like you and this other King or Queen of Swords go in and improve other people's situations and also your own. I'm not clear on how that would work, but you cut through the BS and you improve things is what I'm hearing. But I'm really happy to see you end up following your own path that inspires you. All right, that's what I have for 3 years into the future. And next we'll look at May 21st, 2031. Now we're looking at May 21st, 2031. Nearly 6 years into the future. Eight of Swords in reverse again. Situation, the Hermit. Insights, the Empress. Response, Ace of Wands. And resulting transformation, Knight of Pentacles in reverse again. A lot of repeating cards. So common themes through what we can see of your timeline. There seems to be a common thread from when we started in 2023 all the way to 2031. So we're really going to have to dig deeper into this Knight of Pentacles in reverse because it's prominent energy, and I really want to know what that exactly is representing. So you, in the future, you're still released from that sense of anxiety that seems to haunt you now and then, but you've untied yourself and relieved yourself from it. The fact that it keeps showing up makes me think it's something you kind of dip in and out of. I think we all have our waves of anxiety that we kind of dive into and then come up for air and on the surface. Maybe that's the swan metaphor, dipping its beak into the water and coming back out. And the situation as the Hermit in the future, maybe it's a prolonging of this lifelong pursuit of healing, pursuit of knowledge. With the Empress here as the insights you will gain in the future, it's telling me your Hermit's journey was very successful and it made you the most empowered version of yourself, the most abundant version, the most connected to your environment in a positive way. This combination of the Hermit and the Empress is really beautiful energy. It may have been a long journey to this state of empowerment and effortless creativity is what I'm hearing. Long journey, but well worth it. The Ace of Wands as the response to this tells me you feel energized and empowered enough to take on something new that inspires you. It's almost like you've taken the light in your hermit's lantern and you've grown it, and now it's a very bright flame here with the Ace of Wands. You really end up finding your path. With the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, I'm feeling a sense of a little bit of burnout, kind of spinning your wheels, not getting exactly where you want to go. But I'm having trouble believing that completely because there's such powerful creative inspiration here. There's so much motivation. Then why would we feel burnt out? So let's get more clarifying cards. There could be a need in the future to really plan things out, but don't forget to take those incremental steps. It's more important to have progress rather than perfection. Okay, first I want to clarify your energy. Eight of Swords in reverse. We have the Two of Wands and the Five of Wands in reverse. So an end to conflict. I would guess it's inner conflict rather than fighting with somebody else. You're looking out at the world and assessing what you'd like to do, and there's some inner conflict happening, but with the Eight of Swords in reverse, suggesting you've resolved that inner conflict. Along this journey, it seems like every choice you've been making at each one of these black moon occurrences has been a very challenging decision. And there's lots of going back and forth and fighting within yourself and at times with the people around you. It's almost translating directly to making a plan to resolve inner conflict and not have it worry you so much anymore. I'm also feeling like you might become the Hermit and Empress, like helping others resolve their own conflict through your experiences. It's almost like you're a therapist here. I'm going to clarify the Hermit now, please. Temperance in reverse. So yeah, again, I'm feeling like you help to heal other people who are out of balance. Yeah, is it you or other people? Nine of Wands. Ten of Wands. So yeah, a lot of burnout energy, feeling overstretched, overburdened. You're helping people to heal that. You're helping yourself to heal it. What you're doing here with the Hermit is very difficult. You end up taking on a very challenging task, but you're up for it. I'm hearing you help people who have been mistreated. Okay, I'm going to combine these Empress and Ace of Wands. Queen of Wands. A lot of warmth here with the Empress and Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands can be the one to wield the Ace of Wands like a magic wand, and kind of improve other people's situations or your own. Okay, I'm going to hop over to the Knight of Pentacles in reverse as the resulting transformation. I'm seeing an image of you like redirecting people, helping people change course. Eight of Pentacles might be your occupation to help people move forward after a rough patch. Again, I'm feeling like therapist, counselor energy. And I'm also seeing some of you are artists, like you do art therapy or you heal with what you create. You have Page of Wands, more creative energy, and Knight of Cups. So you might create something from a place of emotional vulnerability. You offer it kind of as a gift to others. Whatever work you participate in, it brings healing and love to other people. People who need to change their plans, change course. Yeah, I'm seeing you like in service to others. At first I thought this was all about your journey, and you're kind of showing me it's not. It's going to be more about your community, the people you work with, people who need your help, and you're very capable. Empress and Hermit are, like I said, warm, healing energy. You're like your great guide for others. So that's really lovely. I love that. So that's what I have for May 21st, 2031. I've also been pulling some oracle cards for general advice or affirmation. Anything else for group 3, please? We have optimism. I think you help others see the bright side of things. Moon in Sagittarius. And I'm seeing music and celebration, also kind of a Chariot here. So you help people move forward and feel better about life. Anything else? Nope. Organization came out in reverse. So there was some disorganization here with the Knight of Pentacles not having a plan. Maybe you help people reorganize their life in some way or restructure their life path. And then Riches came out. You might be making money through all this hard work that you do. I do see a lot of success for you. And then I've been just pulling a few letters. These could be initials or they could spell something for you. It's whatever you see. Okay, G, J, E, X, T, B, U, and A. Tuba. Again, you might see something here that I don't see. Thank you for being here and spending your time with me. I hope this helped you in some way or brought you insight. If you liked this video, please like it and consider subscribing to my channel. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, there is a link in the description box to my website, tarotconcertina.com. And I wish you well on your journey, and I hope to see you at the next reading.